Hello, welcome to the Lovely Minute. I wonder what lovely we're going to find today. Just a week ago, when I arrived back in Singapore, I'm now back to my hometown in Cebu. Just 2 hours drive south of Cebu City is the place or municipality or the town called Sibonga. That's where I was born and raised. And I used to cycle here. I used to do mountain bike here, but that was like ages ago. And yep, I posted on Facebook and tried to ask if who are the guys who are free, who can show me around, because I'm pretty much new and I don't really know the trails and the new places here. So I just told this guy that this is my grandparents' house, the yellow and the blue one. That's where my father was born and raised as well. These used to be nothing on the left screen. So Dave answered my message and then realized that Dave is a nephew of my kababata back then. We've got Warren and Wendell Radaza. Wendell is in Canada right now, in Edmonton. So, yep. So this is Lamakan, where my relatives are as well. I was pretty much excited about the climbs. I'm looking forward for the climbs because back in Singapore we don't really have much climbs. It's pretty much flat, especially if you're on a mounted bike. And you're going to see some buntings and all those banderitas on the side. Dave just mentioned to me that there's a fiesta, there's a feast, in celebration of their patron saint. So that's the place called Banlot, and we're just basically hoping and trying to see if someone could recognize us, or probably some familiar faces, probably my classmates back then. I don't know if they still recognize me. I'm not really sure. So this one is a bit of a climb, and I was just so surprised. The roads are paved. It's been a while that I haven't been back here. So, yep. This is my hometown, just basically showing you around. And we've got motorcycles, we call it the habal-habal. And these motorcycles will take passengers to and fro. They climb up and they go down to the places you want to go. So, yep, you're going to see the flaglets as well. So it signifies there's something going on in the barangay or in the barrio. So, and we're hungry this time. And I could actually smell the humba and all those local food that we normally prepare if we're celebrating anything. So, naitigbakay dire. So, naigasabong, naitigbakay. So that's why you get to see a lot of motorcycles. So this is the place, a lot of festivities there. It's going on. So this is a typical fiesta sa barangay. And candles are being, lighted to wish or to pray for honor, Thanksgiving, and whatnot, and all those things. So, yep, you get to see some makeshift stores. And I thought this is the downhill of it. I thought we were going home. But these guys, a lot of surprises. You get to hear me. I was complaining, this is a never-ending climb, and this is probably one of the hardest climbs I did in this route. So this is unpaved. Obviously, the road works hasn't reached here yet. I think the gradient here, if I can remember, is 21, 22, and we just did it anyway. We acted as if we don't know each other because I was too focused on not falling off the bike. And yep, that's Dave. And I thought we're going to take the right hand side of the road and go down. And when he arrived, he said no, we'll be taking this left side, that one. So see, you guys crazy. You guys, So we did a break. Had a Cobra. I missed that one. I used to drink Campo long before I was introduced to Monster and Red Bull and other energy drink. So excuse me for the burp. And that guy went ahead and said, like, you go ahead, I'll follow you because you know the road better than I do. So, yep. After Banlot is Sayao. So, kat-kat gihapon, way katapusan. So, I'm basically trying to speak in our language here. So, you get to see the gradient and the climb and the elevation of this route. It's just pretty crazy. And Dave just mentioned, I'm gonna bring you to Jun Campo, and I don't even know who Jun Campo is, what Jun Campo is, and how hard the climb would be. And I just said, like, okay, I have the afternoon. Just make sure that we'll be back before the sun goes down. And this guy was just basically smiling and laughing. And they do this regularly, so you get to see the elevation. You can actually see the sea over there. That's Dave, and that's the climb. So this is the second part of the climb, and it is really, really steep. And yeah, you get to see me, complaining that it's never ending. Why katapusan? It means never ending. So it's a bit of a flat section here, and now you climb again. And by the way, I'm using GoPro Insta. No, it's not really GoPro, but the Insta 360 Go 2 for my videos. It's pretty handy, and I so love it. So you get to see the elevation, and that's still the climb that we're gonna do. And Dave is just behind me. So I'm actually on my 36 chain ring and 50 teeth cassette at the back. And you get to see my handlebar swing left to right. So since I'm Cebuano, we speak Bisaya. So I'll probably speak Bisaya from time to time. So kapoy kaya ni nga kat because I was so surprised, not really used to it. I mentioned before it was just a week that I arrived from Singapore to Cebu, and I went straight to Sibonga. And I said, like, I'm pretty much excited about the climbs, but not as excited as this one. I mean, like, my excitement really, dwindled. It went down the drain. So listen to what I say. 18%, 23, 12. Now I'm actually on. So I was basically trying to tell you about the gradient. It was 17, 18, 23, and that's my buddy over there still climbing. I think he's pushing his bike this time. And I said, like, wow, it's you, man, who brought me to this place, so you have to suffer the consequence. And I was thinking that this is the last climb, but still, we still have, probably less than a kilometer to go. And it's just bloody crazy. And yep, we hit the peak of the climb, and now it's time for the downhill. And one thing I noticed is I used chest magnet for my Insta360. I didn't really realize that it's gonna be facing my computer and my handlebar, not really facing the road ahead of us. So I just tried to, adjust it. So it's another climb. This one is an off-road climb. I don't know where this guy is taking me, but so far so good. I mean, like, I enjoy the climb as much as, I hate it, but I loved it. I missed it. And I just don't know. I mean, like, yeah, because I think 2 days or 3 days before this climb, I did a solo, and I was just looking for ways, and I ended up in Karkar, a neighboring town to Sibonga. And it was pretty crazy, doing a solo. So this is the downhill part, and it's pretty nice, really, really nice, having the provincia feel, having the so yeah, I think I was doing shifting and all those things, and my chain, I had a chain drop, and yep, now it's a single track, and I said, like, you just go ahead, I'll just follow you. I might take wrong turn, and I don't want that to happen. So it's very relaxing, and it's so remote, and it's just you and your mountain bike, and the feeling of freedom, and the feeling of really enjoying each moment and every moment. and forgetting everything. I stayed in Singapore, a pretty stressful environment. Not really stressful, but as compared to seeing these greens and doing nothing but just your mountain bike, your pedal, your handlebar, and whatever. It's totally different thing. I mean, you know. So just look at that guy. He was just basically using a normal sneaker, and I'm on a cleats here. I'm pretty much used to using cleats. I've been cycling since early 90s, probably back in the 1995, and this guy's probably not born yet. I was still primary then, primary or elementary. I used to cycle with a local legend in our town. That's Romar Villamor, and yep. I was still in grade 3, and that guy was already guiding me to Mangyan, to Gimbangkoan, and the places we did, Lamakan, Banlot. I could still remember back then, but not really as paved as this one. I was pretty much excited going back to this one, having this kind of feel, living a simple life. You only have to spend like 100 pesos because you'll just be buying probably Sting or Cobra or some chips or bingka, no? Basta na bingka, mapalit, and some binangkal and other stuff that these guys sell in a sari-sari store. So it's pretty nice. It's pretty nice. It feels totally different. I mean, being able to cycle in Singapore and being able to do mountain biking in Singapore is totally different from this experience. And while I was doing this, behind my mind, I was thinking like, wow, this is life. You just live simply. You don't need much. You just need enough to survive and enjoy life, and don't really kill yourself for work. So yep, look at that scenic view. Look at that view. And you can see it in my face that I really enjoyed it. I mean, like I was having the time of my life, and this guy showing me around. And thanks to Dave, he's been so kind, showing me around and spending his time with me. And yep, I thought we're done, but this guy brought me to another climb again, and said like, no, I'm not yet done with you. We're still gonna do this. And I said like, okay, as long as the sun is there and it's not dark, it's probably not safe for us to do explore places if it's dark already. So you might notice some motorcycles do this. This is probably the main mode of transport in this area. So again, I mentioned earlier, it's called habal-habal. It can bring you everywhere you want to go, or anywhere you want to go. So I was talking to Dave that I was just talking to Dave about the Campo climb. That that climb was really crazy, and you never really get to relax. And one thing I like about this kind of places is, you get to see the locals, you get to interact with them. They're so accommodating, so warm. I know we're headed home. So another experience, another, life behind bars. I'm just basically sharing it to you guys for you to really see the adventures and, the places I've been through. I've visited. That's why I want to encourage you guys to pick up whatever it is that you're interested in. So this is the Lovely Minute. See ya. Ciao.